Phineas, welcome to New Zealand.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Now when artists come to New Zealand, I like to traditionally give them gifts. Now we were just talking before the cameras went on. I didn't realise
because we're friends. That's what we do. We
talk. We went for lunch
pre-interview,
before this.
post-interview. Yeah.
We were just smashing some Tim Tams in your room back there. You say you're a big Tim Tam fan. You got a bunch in your room.
You're outing me as a Tim Tam hoarder. I just have one box. I don't have a bunch. Yeah. I've eaten half the box. I don't even have that many in my room anymore.
Did any fans come and give you gifts as you came into New Zealand this time, or does that happen often?
We somehow skirted all that. I think it might have been too early in the day for fans. We landed at 6 a.m. We used to sort of now our whole kind of in and out of the venue is through the garage and everything, and it's we're weirdly hard to access. We used to be very accessible, and Billy's whole thing for a long time was Takis, the spicy chip. And oh my god, if you ever want to get really sick of something that you're a fan of, tell hundreds of people that you like it and have them all again, it's anything. Any food you have, if you ate it 3 meals a day for a week.
Well, I'm hoping you haven't tried this thing. You're a vegan, so I wanted to be courteous of that. So I bought the Whittaker's oat milk chocolate.
That looks awesome.
Do you get around a bit of oat milk?
I do get around a little bit of
oat milk. There you go,
man.
Yeah. Feel free to dig in if you're not inclined. You want to hold on to it for later.
This is huge. I could hurt an intruder with this.
I'm hoping to tax at least a couple pieces. This is what I like to do. I give gifts and then instantly ask for some of it. Right?
Yeah, I'm that same way. I definitely anytime I get my girlfriend anything that seems delicious or whatever, I'm here, I got you this. And then as soon as she's taking a bite, I'm take a bite.
Is she the kind of person who's
no,
I don't want fries?
If I threw this at you, you'd say, ow.
You do damage, yeah.
This is huge. Wow.
Yeah, if you were to break it up and put it in a sock, you'd have a serious prison weapon.
It was so big. It's really good.
Thanks, man. But you have the rest of it. I just want...
Cheers.
Okay, we met about 5 years ago. You definitely don't remember. Back when you were talking about how accessible you and Billy are. You did a show here in New Zealand.
Yeah.
At a tiny little venue called
Tuning
Fork. Yeah. And I came up afterwards, and I think I came and met you and Billy.
Was it the first one or the second one? We did 2 Tuning Fork shows. 2017 or 2018?
The first one.
Okay.
Yeah. And I came and met you guys, and that was so exciting that you guys are back, full circle, so many years later. What do you associate with New Zealand? I know we've got this kind of thing where people think, Lord of the Rings. Maybe that's about it. If you were to pick 3 things that you associate with this country, I know you've been here a few times now.
Sure.
What are the first 3 things that come to your mind?
Okay, so New Zealand's one of my favorite places in the world. It really is. I think it's so gorgeous here. I really care mostly about food. It's I kind of only care about food. And the food here is really good. I don't know if you knew that. It's really good.
Oh, that's good.
And we started touring here in 2017. Crowds have always been incredible. Everybody's nice. Your coffee is really good. And then COVID happens, and you guys just dunk on the rest of the world. And I remember I saw a tweet that was can't believe New Zealand is having festivals and we're having wear 2 masks. It was really I don't know if you know what it was like to not be in New Zealand for COVID. It was infuriating.
We were very lucky for
you guys were chilling for so much of that. And we had this lunatic in charge. I don't know if we don't need to talk about it, but it was a bad scene in the United States.
Yeah, I saw you posted a few times about Cinda. You're a big big Auntie Cindy fan. That's what we call her, Auntie Cindy.
Yeah, she'd do a press conference and it'd be coherent and it would make sense. And she wouldn't belittle half of a populace. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Shouldn't be in a retirement home.
What else? What are some other New Zealand things? I remember going to the Mount Eden's the volcano, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
In Auckland, yeah.
Big fan.
And you're about to come back.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
I'm going away for a brief time and then returning.
So you're essentially a resident in New Zealand, and you're going to go on holiday and then come back. Next year, you are going to be performing at Laneway Music Festival,
right? Which
I'm excited about as a fan of FINNEAS and a fan of Laneway. Your first time coming here and performing as
solo.
Yourself.
Yeah, true. I think the only other thing I ever did solo was I probably opened for Billy on a tour, but I'm so excited. I love Laneway as a festival. I love the artists that are playing this year. I'm happy to be playing in the early afternoon, and then I'll just be watching shows every night. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be so much fun. I can't wait for you to come back. And as I said, you love New Zealand. It's good to have you back here. Let's get you every year.
Yeah. I actually ran into Alana Hyam in the Albertsons in my neighborhood like 5 days ago. I was like, hi, good to see you. And she was like, I'm so excited for Laneway. It was a very sweet moment because it's a party. So it's fun.
So do you do that if you've got like friends who are on the lineup? You like get a group chat going? You're like, guys, let's hang out.
Yeah, I'm group chatted up right now, much to my own chagrin. I find group chats to be like a terrible environment, to be totally honest. I put them all, not to like out myself, but I have them all on like notification, do not disturb mode. Yeah. So I don't really.
So that's why you blank my life.
I pop in, I see like, you know, some news.
Yeah.
And then I bail.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's hard. It's not as personal as a one-on-one chat, which is not as personal as
and two people are talking about some TV show I've never seen, and they're like last night's episode, and I've never even seen it, so I'm like, I'm not interested sometimes. Yeah. Exactly.
So how was the show last night? How was the show here in New Zealand? You're here with Billy right now.
Yeah, it was sick. Such a great crowd, just like a really warm, like great environment. It was really fun. Yeah, I've only good things to say about it.
Love to hear it. So as well as obviously producing your own music, you produce for Billy. You also produce for a bunch of other artists. Like the credits go on and on. Camila Cabello, Justin Bieber, famously producer of the year 2 years ago. So you've got that.
Yeah.
Not many people win that Grammy. Is there anyone?
One a year.
One a year. Couple questions here. Who is your favorite artist that you've worked with, and then who is? Why is that funny?
What do you mean, why is that funny? Which one of your children is your favorite?
It doesn't have to be Billy.
What do you mean What do you mean it doesn't have to be Billy? It has to be Billy. That's how it works.
Is there any artists that you've looked at coming up that you're like, man, that's someone who I'd love to work with? I'm presuming you're in the situation now where you could just probably reach out.
It's true, yeah. I mean, that's the luckiest part about, to me, like being me in the music world is just like being able to reach people that I'm a fan of. And yes, like the people that I'm the biggest fan of are brand new. Just like, you know, people I find who are just starting their career, like whether I'm finding them on TikTok or Spotify playlists, and so satisfying. Yeah. I found this kid on TikTok that's like the most shredding guitarist ever, named Wyatt, who like just plays like some of the most gnarly guitar parts I've ever heard. He's gonna be an incredible producer. Yeah.
Awesome. So I like to ask some producers this who have their fingers in the game.
Yeah. Is
there any artist right now that you've worked with or that you've seen that you think in a couple of years is going to be a real mainstream name that people may not have heard about right now?
We never put anything out, but I made music with Arlo Parks last year. So talented. Yeah. I don't pretend to know the future, but just like should be. You know, one of those like things where if they have like the biggest song in a year or two, be like, yeah, of course, should have that.
And now I suppose you are at a place where we said you've worked with all these artists. You guys are sitting next to them at the Grammys. Is there anyone you still get a bit kind of like, not starstruck, but you're still a little bit like there's a bit of a gravity around them when you sit next to someone like, I don't know, Beyonce, for example, where you're like, this is still kind of crazy. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do a very brief tangent. Yes, Beyonce is a perfect example of that. Like, I'm not a high enough power level to interact with Beyonce. Like my sim cannot reach that area of the Sims yet. Through the strangeness of Los Angeles, I had a conversation with Jay-Z once, which was also hard to do for me because I'm such a fan. Yeah. But he was talking to me, and so you know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do? Just like walk away. And we were talking about music, and he was talking about how much he loves the Temptations, which why wouldn't you? Yeah. And then we were at the Grammys a week later. Beyonce had just won with Megan Thee Stallion, and then they were like taking photos afterward. And Jay walked up to me and was like, "So listen to that Temptations record I told you to check out." And I was like, "Dude," I was like, "No." And all I've been doing for a week is thinking like, did I say anything stupid in front of Jay-Z? That was like the only thing I was thinking. But the truth is like, you know, everybody's like nice, you know? And I'm also like very like unless I have something good to say, I'd rather not bother a person that I'm a huge fan of. I don't want to mess it up.